what number 7 slope is. Grab it. Yep. 18, right? No. Jordan. Right. -2 over -5. We already did 1 through 6 before. Warm up was supposed to be 7 through 16. Remember you had like a little cut out paper that was a strip? Yeah, that was from this worksheet. You just got more extra practice if you did the top, and you learned a valuable lesson on reading directions. I learned number 9. Evan. Yes, just negative point on 10. King. Yes. Control your mind. Right here. Number 11. Abigail. Yes. 12. 7.
1 over 32.
Yes, but it should be negative.
Crap.
1 over 32, but negative. Questions on that first section that I have up here? Nada. Okay, number 13. Grace? Nope. Drew? Yes. 14. Neil?
-1/7.
Nope. 7.
Well, he loves at me.
David? Yes. And 15. Jordan? Yep. Amberly? Yes. And 16. Steve? Yes, just negative. -2. Make sure you guys are watching your negatives. I think that was like the main thing for you guys. So any questions on these, Camila? From 10 was 0. Any other questions on this one? No? Okay. Take out your homework. So homework. Who can tell me if number 1 is a function and explain to me why it is or is not? Mike. Right. Every input has exactly 1 output. That's the definition of a function. Number 2, you're supposed to draw a mapping diagram. That's what theirs looks like. And then they plotted them too just for tricks. So,
Number 2 is not a function. There are repeats in the X column. There are 2 ones.
Right, so it's not a function because they have 2 1s, but they do not go to the same output. They go to -3 and 4. Yeah?
Did you have to do the numbers like that? The input and output, or could you do it just like the number and then cross the number that?
Yes. You didn't have to make, or yes, like you don't have to make it look like this.
Did you have to do the lines, or could you just put the numbers across and each other?
You can put it across. Just like what we did in class. Theirs is a little bit different. Okay. So number 3 is the equation a function. We should have graphed it. Drew? Yeah. And it looks like this down here. My value is -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. Okay, now that's 8, 4, 0, -4, -8. Number 4. Abigail? Yes. And my values -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. They're all 3. And that's okay because you don't have a repeat of x going to a different y. Number 5. Emily? No. Yes. That was a little contradictory, but no, it's not a function. It's a straight up and down line, so it doesn't pass the vertical line test. All of these -2s, they all go to different y's. And number 6. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Correct. And my table values, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, it came out as -1, 1, 3, 5, 7. Should look like that. Number 7, find the intercepts, then graph the equation. So you can tell me x and y intercepts for 7. Anything else? Yep. If you didn't use those? No. We just have been doing that for this whole entire unit. Unless we had a fraction, then we would switch the... You should get the same exact line, no matter what x values you pick. So it would be fine. So number 7, what are the x and y intercepts? Greta?
10, 0, and 0,
Yes. That graph's a little bit small, but the x-intercept is 10, 0, the y-intercept is 0, -5. Number 8. Amberly?
6, 0, and y is 0, 2.
Yes. It should look like that. Number 9. Abigail? Yep. It's down here. They're sort of big, so I had to move them up and down. And last one, number 10. Grace? Good job. And your graph should look something like that. Alright. Any questions on this part? Alright, 11, you're finding coordinates of 2 points, and then using the points to find the slope. I'm just going to ask for the slope because we might have picked different coordinate points. So for number 11, what's my slope? Yeah. 0. Yes. We're down. 12, what's my slope? Abigail? Yeah. 13, slope? Yes. And 14, slope. Nope, undefined. You should have had a 0 at the bottom. And then the very last part, I'll just read. 15 is -3/4. 16 is 11/2. 17 is 1. And 18 is 0. That was just like your warm-up. Nope, -5 minus -5, that turns into a plus. And there's 0 on top. Sure? Yes. Okay, so any questions on that? 1 through 18? 16 and 11/2. Alright, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs down. Pretty easy. You guys are all almost ready for your test. Okay. In class, we're doing this review that I'm about to give out. So you're going to front and back and forward. If you have any questions while you're doing this, so you're doing the whole thing front and back.
Digital students entering 8th, 9th, and 10th grade interested in trying out for cheerleading for the 2012-2013 school year. All students entering 8th and 9th grade should sign up in the AT office to pick up the information packet by April 11th. All students entering 10th grade, please sign up in the senior high athletics office to pick up an information packet by April 11th. You will also must meet this out at 18 on 10 for the April 11th deadline. Follow organizes to the library. Stop the library anytime this week to get a to new books that are ready just for you. Whatever you like, we've got something to pass by your side. If you're not sure what to pick, Restaurant 6, please ask for information. We'll be happy to help. So select. Come to the library class and grab a sponsor title for Scott. Both boys and girls teams lost to NA on Friday, pushing their record 2-1. Following athletes at first place finishes. Grace Corbusic on hurdles. Zach Larson, 400. Tyler Wright, long and
Guys, the number 2 on there, the typo, it was like hidden on Word, and whenever I printed it, it just came out with a bunch of 2s. So yeah, huge typo. That should be number 2, not 200 and whatever. Thanks, Shia, for reminding me.
This is the 8th grade baseball team at 1:15 for away game against Elizabeth School. Anyone interested in trying out the inline hockey, please stop by the AK office for all the information. There are mandatory tryouts on April 21st, 2012. And now for our special video announcement.
Would school be distracting if your teachers violated the North Hills dress code? What if Mr. Ross had an inappropriate saying on his shirt? Or Mr. Dornkamp wore his favorite short shorts? And what if Mrs. Pascalinas decided to wear her favorite muscle shirt? There's even the chance Mr. Texter would show off his belly shirt. And what if Mr. Tannenbauer decided to sag her pants? Thankfully, all of his teachers follow the dress code, and this is not an issue. But what if Tia reminded you as the weather gets warmer, the dress code is still in effect at the junior high school? If it's supposed to be covered, please keep it covered.
And Heather Downey, North Hill Senior High Morning Hour. Have a great day.
What'd you say?
Okay. So number 1, who can tell me domain and here.
Domain is 2, 3, 5, 9, and range is 5, 4.
Good job. Number 2. Camila.
Domain is negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 3, and range is 5, 2, 1, 2.
Yes. Number 3, is it a solution or no? Jordan? Yes, it's a solution. Number 4, right?
Solution.
And number 5, King. Right, who can tell me how I figured those out? Nathan S. Right, so they give you an ordered pair. The first part's always X, the second part's always Y. Plug those values in and see if it's true or not. Number 6, what is the slope? You guys should be both like. David?
4.
Yes. And 7? Drew?
-1, -2.
Yes. And 8? Team? Yes, -5/3. Any questions about that first page? Okay.
How do you get negative for 7?
How do you get the negative? I have -3 minus 0, -3 minus 0 over 0 minus -6. So I have a -3 on the top. This changes to a plus, -3/6.
I subtracted -6.
Okay, so if you do that the other way, 0 minus -3 over a -6 minus 0, that turns into a plus, so it's +3 over -6. Any other questions on that front page? No. Okay. These ones are a little harder. You could tell me what their equation was. Josh?
250 minus 70 equals 45x.
Okay, so if you did that, you definitely could do that, but whenever you have the total number of miles, just sub in y for 250. The second part right here is where you plug in 250. Or, yeah. Well, so if what Josh told me was 250 minus 70 equals 45x, that is the same thing as what I put up, except you move the 70 over and plug in 250 for y. So when you're looking at this, the total number of miles y, that's where I would put y equals. That's automatically what I would put, because I have a total. So the total y equals something. And you have already traveled 70 miles. So I know that no matter what I do, I'm going to be adding 70 on to whatever else I drive, because I already did that. So 70 plus, and then they tell me that it's 45 miles per hour, and I'm going X hours. So if I drove 1 hour, I'd go 45 miles. If I drove 2, I'd go 90. If I drove 3, I would go 135. And that is just that you're multiplying those two together. So 45 times X. Today, there are a lot of questions on this. Does anybody have it? Need me to explain it again? So your total, and then it equals something. What you already have, you're going to be adding on. And in this case, you're going 45 miles per hour, and they're telling you that X is hours, so 45 times however many hours you drive. That's what else that you drive once you start to drive the car. Okay, so determine the y-intercept. You can tell me the y-intercept and what it means. So even a little more. Do you know, what did you say that meant? Okay. Okay, someone else put that into a sentence too, yeah. Right. So if it's 070, up here you know X is hours, Y is miles. So at 0 hours, you have driven 70 miles, and that means the number of miles you and your friend have traveled before you start driving, and after you're finished driving. So it is how far you have gone before you start driving. So if you said how far your friend has driven. Any questions on that? No. And then at the last part, how many hours must you drive to finish the trip? 4 hours? Yes, 4 hours. So you plug in 250 for y, 250 equals 45x plus 70, x equals 4 hours. So number 11, what is the x and y intercepts? Grace? Good job. My graph looks like that. That's what yours should look like. Number 12. David?
6.
Yes. 6, 0, 0, -4. Should look like my graph on the bottom. And last one, number 13. Jordan? Yes. 2, 0, and 0, 6. Your graph should look like mine. Okay, so for the first one, you plug in 0. For y, 0 equals -3x plus 6. Right? I would move x to the other side, so you add 3x. You get 3x equals 6. Okay. And divide by 3. X equals 2. Any more questions on that back part? Okay, we're going to try another word problem together. So you can write it down if you want to. But this is just something that we thought after today in class, because you guys are having trouble with that word problem, we'll do this one. So for a school fundraiser, you're selling movie tickets and pizza. You you earn $6 for each packet of movie tickets you sell, and $3 for each pizza you sell, and you want to raise $300. Write and graph an equation describing your possible sales, and give 3 possible combinations of ticket packets and pizzas sold. So first thing I want to do is, what should I make X and what should I make Y? GM.
X to be the pack of movie tickets and Y to be pizza.
Okay. So X will be the number of packet of movie tickets, and Y will be the number of pizzas. So they give me a bunch of information. How can I make that into an equation? Right?
300 equals 6x plus 3y.
6x plus 3y equals 300. So I want to make $300. That's my total. I know that's going to be the equals 300 part. It's $6 for each packet, so 6 times x plus $3 for each pizza, so plus 3y. If I wanted to graph this, what would I have to do first? Right, so x-intercept and y-intercept. So you guys, on your piece of paper or wherever, find out the x and the y-intercepts. Let's see.
X-intercept is 50, 0, and y-intercept is 0.
So my x-intercept is 50, 0. My y-intercept is 0, 100. I'm going to scale this by 10. So that's going to be 10. And this is going to be 10. So 0, 50, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And 0, 100. Whoops, I just did that opposite. 100's up here. And 50, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And I should connect them like this. Whoa! Okay, yours is going to be straight. Yours is going to be beautifully straight. So, how could I find 3 possible combinations, in theory, if I had a graph like this? That looks better. Okay, so what would I do?
You just put where the line a number that wasn't like it crossed somewhere where it wasn't.
Right. So something nice. I don't know if this is actually nice or not, but it looks like it's nice. So I go over 20, 20, so 20 packets of movie tickets, and I go up 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So 60 pizzas. That's how much I would have to sell to get $300. So, any questions? Okay. So was this one a little bit easier than the one that was on your sheet? Yeah. There are more that you can review. So if you look in your homework packet, just make sure if you need more practice with word problems, I would get you a homework packet. At the bottom of each practice, there's more word problems. I would go through those. I would look over the ones that were assigned for homework, like for those two. So your only homework today is to study, or tonight. Study your quizzes tomorrow. You guys can get packed up. I believe girls are first.